Hello, my name is Pavle and I'm the repair guy in Tenerife windsurfing solution. We would like to explain you a little bit, actually we have a new idea that we would like to explain to you how the construction of the boards are made. So we will start with two different types of boards. So we have here serial board, Fanatic Grip 2022 in this case, and we have Flica, one of the custom brands that we have in our center. So basically every windsurfing board starts with a PVC foam that it's core of the board, that it gets shaped, and then after that you apply glass, carbon. In this case of Fanatic Grip we have Inegra carbon. Inegra is one new material that it's on the market, that it's not that old, that it's very light and has some very nice characteristics. And of course carbon, that it's already very familiar to everybody. Usually carbon is used for the slalom boards, I would say, but in this combination it gives some nice characteristics for the wave boards also. For that part, I have here some small parts of materials. In this case we have glass, S-glass, Divian cell, and some carbon. So as I said before, every windsurfing board is made from PVC foam. That's the core of the board. Of course, you have also some air inside boards that they don't have the core, so they are empty inside. Just a quick thing about the construction parts. Why I brought this? Because this is also very important. This is from what all of the windsurfing boards are made. This Divian cell is part of the sandwich that we are using for the windsurfing boards. You have all different sizes of this Divian cell, different thicknesses. Windsurfing boards usually use 5 to 3 millimeters. Usually 5 millimeters goes on the bottom because a lot of things are going on the bottom, so a lot of pressure, a lot of usage, so that's why they put a little bit thicker on the bottom. On the deck usually goes 3 millimeters with some reinforcements around the area where you have your feet or where you step a lot, let's say, or where you have a lot of tension. Quick thing to explain to you what means sandwich construction. So this is what they say sandwich, which literally means a sandwich. Like this, as you can see, when you apply one layer on one side of the Divian cell and other layer of, in this case, carbon on the other side, you have this sandwich structure. Now, when you bend this without the epoxy resin, of course, you see it's very soft, so it does the thing that it needs to be done. But when you mix this with resin, when you leave it to dry, then this is super strong, and that's why they call it a sandwich construction, and that's what gives the board the strength, and that's why you can use it or abuse it or to do whatever you want to do with it. Then we go with the next step. Serial boards, usually they have plastic inserts for the mast base, for the fins, for the inserts, for the foot straps, and that it's okay, but if we switch here to the custom brand, in this case Flica custom brand, and in our center we have something new that it's TWS edition. So these boards are made just for our center, so we are really happy to tell you that we have something like that in our center, and we definitely recommend you to try it. Difference between custom and serial boards, definitely, let's say, custom boards are built a little bit to last longer, let's say, or you can customize it, you can play with it definitely more, or to personalize it to your needs, which is a really nice thing, let's say. Different with the custom brands, in this case Flica board, they have mast base, fin boxes and inserts made a little bit different or a little bit stronger, let's say, comparing to the serial boards. In this case we're talking about Fanatic Grip, but pretty much all of the brands, they have the same principle of how they build them, let's say. So I would like to explain you a little bit about the couple of different materials that the windsurfing boards are made for. As we said before, we have Divian cell. In this case we have BX carbon, that it's mostly used on the slalom boards, I have to say. Then we have S-glass, and then we have Dyneema. The differences between these three materials is quite big, I have to say. So as I said, carbon you will mostly see on some slalom boards, because then you have lightweight, still quite strong construction. Then you have glass that it's most spreaded. I like it the most because it's very easy to work with it. Characteristics of the glass are very good. The board can be also very strong, just made from glass material. And then we have Dyneema, that it's super strong. It gives very good characteristics, so it's very, very durable. The bad thing is, in my case, because I repair the boards, when you over sand the Dyneema, it just pops up. And then you cannot do nothing about it, so it's very difficult to work with it. So that's why you don't see it that much on the market. Some custom brands are using it, so it's... I blocked.
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
Can you mention the price if it's also?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I guess Dyneema is the most expensive.
Yeah. Let's say Dyneema, carbon, and then glass.
Yeah.
Price-wise, glass is definitely, if you want to buy in this case, custom made board made from glass, that will be the cheapest option. Then carbon, and then Dyneema will be the most expensive one. As I said, looking price-wise and characteristics, glass is a super nice option. For example, all of the TWS Flicka edition boards that we have in the center, they are made from glass, and I have to say that they are really, really good when it comes to that part. One small comparison to the serial and custom brands.
Show the.
You want a little bit? Okay. You want that also.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about the strength of these three materials, for example, here we have S glass, 160 grams, and you can see it that you can tear it apart quite easy, let's say. And you can see how it gets damaged, let's say. In this case also, BX carbon. Also, you see that the fibers are turning apart, let's say, quite easy. And then you have Dyneema. This you can really push how much you want, but it will not tear apart that easy. It's impossible. Also, for cutting this material, it's very, very tricky, I have to say. Then I would like to show you just a small example of the materials that they use for the, in this case, foot strap inserts. Pretty much all of the serial boards, they have this type of insert, which is like a composite based on plastic, I have to say. And then in this case, also we have one stainless steel insert from one custom brand. And definitely this is much, much stronger or much more durable comparing to this one. Let's say I know that some people, they have problems with the screws. They don't hold that much, or that they just been ripped out. And in this case, this insert is, they even give a like 100% warranty of this, that they never had any breakages on things like this. I also have a couple of examples from one custom brand, in this case Flicka, one fin box and one mass track that they also make in their own shop. In this case they have, again, this is the same material like this. It's Divian cell, but it's green. It's a little bit softer, but for the boxes it's super light. Here in this part you have the lamination part. I'm not allowed to say what they put inside, but you have mixture of a couple of different materials, and it's very, very strong. And on the other hand, again, it's very light. Mass track is pretty much the same thing, just a little bit different shape. Comparing to the serial boards, they use something like this, again, some composite of plastic and some other materials. So if we talk about the quality-wise or the strength-wise, there is some differences that we can say about it, but that's approximately how it looks. We are starting with a new activities program in our TWS center. In this case, I will be talking about the board construction, board shapes of the latest models that we have here. So we will talking about a little bit the construction, the materials that are made from. If you want to know more, be free to check our social medias, or as our lovely stuff in TWS.